Okay, we are live. We are live. It's been a long time since I've done this. Good, I still have Twitch as an app. That's good to know. Okay, I'm going to keep this up on the side so I can see my chat. Oh, I'm a little nervous about this. I haven't spoken to nothingness in a long time. But let me take a sip. Let me take a sip first. Yeah, I could have paid, or I guess created an account to avoid these ads, but you know what? We're just going to live with them. We're cheap. Okay, so I'm not expecting a lot of people to be in here today. I am off work, and it is a Wednesday, so I don't think people are going to be hopping on. But I wanted to make this video kind of to just immortalize this time I've spent in my Digimon community, specifically for the last 4-ish years. And through those years, we've kind of made this community of people where we coordinate these tournaments all year long. Primarily, it's 4 qualifiers, and top 4 people get an invite to our championships. And then if they've already won an invite, it trickles down. That's kind of the system that we've put into place. And a lot of cool prizing at the end of the year. Like, it really is worth it. It was a really cool point in time of my life that I could just nerd out and do those things. And through that, as an artist, every qualifier there has been a sleeve to win as participation. So it's really cool to know that my whole community has some sort of set from this, from this as a whole. It's really cool to see, and there's so many now that everyone can really mix it up and use something different. So I just wanted to go through these starting from 2021 to now, as of almost June 2025. Almost said 26. What? I've truly lost track of time. So anyway, I guess we'll get right into it. So I'm going to be... Oh, let me explain this tier list. So we got Stud Muffin. That is the best of the best. Those go at the very top. We got Alpha Chads, which are pretty good, but not as good as Stud Muffin, and so on. Got Based, Cool Enough, and Dog Water. Dog Water is bad. For uncultured people, Dog Water is bad. But yeah, S, A, B, C, D. That's how we're going to be ranking these. And I'm going to be pulling these up from my files, so there might be a little bit of time to blow the picture up. Unless there's a way I can do that here. No. Not in a way that I want to, anyway. Alright, so let's just kick it off. So, right here, this very first one is my first sleeve from 2021. This was back when we were just, throwing out the idea of, hey, let's have these tournaments and we can win sleeves, and participation money can go into boxes and people can win boxes and give back to the community and keep it fun, keep it engaged. So this was the very first one. I was a different artist back then, to think that was 4 years ago. So, but yeah, so I guess the idea here was to just have, because these were Digitama sleeves specifically. And if you're not familiar with the game, that's your eggs. That's your starting level card, lowest of the low. They're typically baby Digimon, like these. And they're digital, so digital monsters. That's why I got the 001, 0011, you know, that kind of digital 90s text that you would always see on like the Matrix screens and that kind of stuff. But the eye specifically, that's like a big Digimon symbol, is that eyeball, because a good chunk of them have that same kind of eyeball. I mean, you got this guy here and this guy here pretty much got the same looking eye alone, but that was kind of their thing. So, and I love the colors, like a nice variety. You got Digimon with the bread, or whatever this preform is. You're gonna find out that I even after this many years playing the game, I don't know all the Digimon names. I couldn't tell you what this thing's name is, or this one, or this one. That's Sunemon, right? Or the preform of it. I'm a phony. So anyway, we're gonna put this one. This one started it off. I hate to start one off with an S tier, but it's the first one. It was the first one, and I think that it's a pretty good one, if I do say so myself. The only thing, you know what? Just we're gonna move it down to Alpha Chad, because this could have been better. I think we ended up rolling with this, but I don't know. It kind of takes away from all this. It just doesn't match. It looks cheap to me. I know I could do better, so we're gonna put the very first sleeve in Alpha Chad. Still not bad. Okay. Moving on to the next one. This is the 2022 qualifier sleeves. So basically going off the same idea as the first set, except what's Ghost Game, Digimon Ghost Game, the show had just came out, I believe. And so this guy was a big deal, and so were these eggs at the time, in hindsight. So here's what we did. We took this design and we changed the background color to different colors every quarter. Kind of lazy in hindsight. Like, as I go on, I do a different sleeve every qualifier. But this one, we just did this one all year long with a different colored background. So, but it did say like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. We did add the Cincinnati. It's just so basic. It's so basic down here. That kills me. But we got a lot of emotions. Like this guy. I love this guy. This was so long ago, I can't even really tell you my thought process behind it. But I love the stitches and the... What's his freaking name? Demi Marimon? Is that him? Oh, man. I know that's Doraemon. I play a lot of Doraemon. So, I got... Oh, yeah, and the booger coming off of this dude's, like, cold nose. These two are cuties. A little unorganized, as a whole, I gotta say. Like, these three are crowded up here, but there's, like, this empty gap that I just filled with, like, a sparkle. I do appreciate that he's eating a chocolate bar. Like, that does look delicious. So, we're gonna just go ahead and move the 2022 sleeves to cool enough. That's where I'm gonna put it. It's a cool enough design. It's more of the first sleeve, just a little more chaotic. Got some variety of color in the background. Yeah, so that's where we're going to keep it. Okay, we're going on. Now we are in 2023. Unless I am... Nope. There's one I'm missing. Right here. Right here. Okay. How could I forget? So in 2022, even though we had those sleeves all year long, we did have the championship sleeves. Now, this one I put a lot of work into. I do remember that. I remember showing it to like the other mods and getting their feedback, and I forget who my inspiration was, but they used like a lot of contrast shadows. Could have even been like Hellboy. I'm seeing a lot of Hellboy comics coming out here, like the hard shadows. Can't remember where mine was in 2022. But I really like the the text here because as it gets darker, it kind of like starts to highlight. I couldn't tell you what this says. Some Digimon nerd will know what that is, or this symbol. There's a lot of symbols and fonts and text. I just don't. I have no idea what it says. It could say anything. But going around this area, this is the background. So it's like DNA Digivolving was a big mechanic in the game at the time, and Imperial Dramon was like the new hotness. The starter deck just came out, and it's where you could take like 2 Digimon on the field and fuse them together to make a new guy. And it was free, didn't cost anything as far as like game mechanics go. So it was really cool, but it was really cheap. I remember playing it for a little bit, and then it kept getting support, and I was so tired of it. I was just like, it's still getting support right now. What year is this? 2022. It's still getting support to this day. So it's just crazy to see how far that deck has come. The Vidramon line in general, I used to be really into back in the day. Like I used to think, was it Flamedramon? Flamedramon was like the coolest guy ever with his flame fists and spikes, yellow spikes. Spikes were cool. Had to take a sip. Anyway, love the gold armor. I was doing a cool design thing in the wings here with like making it polygonal, I guess. Cool little like marks on the armor. Add a lot to it. Makes it look like he's battle worn. That face is intimidating. I will say again with this font, this is where I hand wrote this. I didn't use Illustrator either. Maybe I should have. Maybe I did to smooth it out. I just traced it. Like I wrote it myself, but you can go on Illustrator and like trace your own text to sharpen it up. I'm not getting into that. Anyway, these two guys are cool in the background. They take up a large portion of it, but I guess because of the border, that would usually come right on the edges here. I maybe thought to make them bigger so they didn't get cropped as much, because it would crop the borders on all these. So this one is pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and put this. I think that might be the first S tier, I gotta say. Because I was like, the entire time I was like, I know I can go way more into this and make it look way cooler. Just give me time, So I put my heart and soul into that, I remember that. Now we are in 2023. This is when we started doing different designs every qualifier, and I went hard. I remember having just like all this free time. I think I was working from home at the time, and I would get a lot of my work done and just have this downtime and just be cranking out designs. Let's see, 2023. Yeah. I was in a different place, different time. And we have the Sukamon sleeves. This was when Sukamon was really starting to make a name for himself. Not by much, but you know, you give Sukamon players an inch and they'll take it. Case in point, the Numemon deck that was like running rampant not long after this. So this was early 2023, like March or so, and very crowded design. This is where the font really kind of stuck into place. After making this is what the cup sleeve text, whatever you want to call it, was forever, ever since. I did make a couple like alterations to it, but ever since it has been this really chunky digital text, and I love it. Got Chumon looking like a crackhead back here. A lot of expressions, gotta love it. Got the poo in the hand. And in Digimon, there was a lot of pink poo. I don't know. That's just what they did. But they're all freaky dudes. So that was like, I think that was the first funny one where I tried to put like life into it. Because who wouldn't want these funny guys on your sleeves? So that one, as an artist, to me, I'm getting really sick of this crowded look. And I think I suffered from that for a while until I really figured out how to space them out better. So as an artist, I'm going to have to go ahead and put this in cool enough. Maybe a head. I am learning from... Can I move this? There we go. It's better than the eggs. Like, still crowded, but... Let me pull it up. Still crowded, but this text is cooler. It's all over the page. Not as condensed. Less monsters, but more focus on one, I guess. I don't know. I just like this one better. Moving on to Qualifier 2. In 2023. This was one of the greatest, I believe. Everyone, to this day, grabs these sleeves from our like extra prize boxes. If you get to choose, people will double up on these sleeves. And there's a lot to it. So this is the Dark Masters of Digimon. You got Machine Dramon, Metal Seedramon, Piedmon, and Puppetmon. Gazimon is here because Gazimon was all the rage back in the day during the game where people would gain memory. He was like one of the only cards that could stop your opponent from doing that, so people just had a lot of them, no matter what it was in. He was pretty popular. So breaking this down, they're playing... I think I was making them play Digimon, but, you know, Piedmon just doesn't give a shit, and he's just kind of like playing whatever he wants. Like, he's got a... Can I zoom in on this? Remember, 32%. So he's got a Blue Eyes White Dragon here. He's got like an Uno card. And he's playing like a Joker card. And Piedmon, he's pissed off. He's pissed off because he's just trying to play an average game. I mean, he's so pissed he brought his Glock 9000, you know. And this isn't the first time that... Oh, whoa, what'd I do? Okay, you can tell this isn't the first time this has been a thing because there's holes in the background. And these two are just like giant. They're just like, oh, just watching. And then what else we got to say about this? So the spacing in this was pretty tough to get down because, like I said before, you get the borders cropped. And you got to remember that just takes away a lot of the edge. Love Piedmon's hair. I think that's nice, and this like side view kind of reminds me of him from the Powerpuff Girls. Piedmon's cool, got a lot of detail in his hat and stuff. Yeah, I really like this one. The eyes on his pants. It was like a stacked eyes kind of design. But yeah, everyone loves this one, and so do I. So I think that is going to go into S tier. It's one of the best. It is what it is. It is one of the best ones. Going on from that, so I think this was the year of being funny, or trying to be anyway. So the next one is Qualifier 3 in 2023. So we're like summertime, nearing fall. And I tried to cram as many memes in this one as I could. Some of them not so obvious if you're not playing the game at the time. But, so this is Cool Boy. That is his name. He is Cool Boy. And everyone loved him. He's cool. I mean, he's undeniably cool. He's got the professor coat. I'm sure he just wears that everywhere. Got these cool glasses. Has the cool gray hair, but he's not old, you know? And then he's also got this big pew pew right here. I mean, just massive. So does she, but you know, we'll get to her. And at the time, there was a Dramon card, who was literally a dragon just made of weaponry, we'll say. and he had a bullet hole like this on the card in Japan, but in America they censored it out. So I'm like, F that, put that on the sleeve. No one's gonna get scared of that. It's a little, you know, whatever. It's cracked glass. Ooh, ooh. Don't even get me started. We got the Terriermon face as the moon, or the big one anyway. What's Terriermon's final form? I couldn't even. Gargomon, Mega Gargomon, somewhere in that region. And this is Sistermon Seal. I'm probably remembering that wrong. It's been so long. Noir. This is Sistermon Noir, who was a nun Digimon with 2 machine guns. And it got censored in America because she is a sexy nun, and they didn't like that. So they changed the whole design here in America, made her like have a blue bunny suit. Still sexual as can be, but like the nun stuff, America said, nope, not in my religion. So they went ahead and did that. So I plopped her back in there too. I'm like, stop me. What are you gonna do? In the pile of garbage they have here that they're sitting on top of, there is Mother D Reaper, kind of like poking its little head on the TV. Because at the time, D Reaper stuff was cool and new and fun. I think this is supposed to be an Xbox or something. Got a controller here. That's definitely a Switch. I don't know. It's like general design enough to where it could be perceived as that, but legally it is not either of those things. So yeah, this one's cool. I don't see this one a whole lot anymore. Like, if I had to choose between this one and the last one, I would definitely put this one in based. I think we're gonna have our first based. It's just cool, it's funny, it's a meme. I think the design is good. The design overall is cool. And I had a lot of fun with it personally. The next one though, this was the final qualifier sleeve for the year. So by that point, everyone's already played in a tournament. Everyone's already won their invite. This is our last one before the big one, the big championship. And so I had to make it cool so people would want to play in the last qualifier, so we could have enough like funding to make the championship even bigger. So everyone in my community at least loved Commandramon. Just a little army dino. We also have a friend who serves, so it's kind of like a homage to him as well at the time. Still is at the current recording of this video. Anyway, so this one is very symmetrical, very simplistic. It's kind of has like a sticker vibe with this white outline, kind of like it just got plopped on top of the design, which is cool, I think. But this is Commandramon, evolution of Commandramon here. I already forgot his name. Commandramon. No, this is Commandramon. This is Brigadramon, which is like a War Greymon army version. There's many Greymons. I came to learn about this game. I was definitely just bare minimum knowledge, like the first 3 seasons, and that's it. So Brigadramon was new to me. I knew who Commandramon was, but the fan base around him is just massive. So I like it. Got a cool like hexagon background here. There's a playmat version of this that I made that's even wider and has more of this background. But as a sleeve, it also works. So we're going to go ahead and put this one in Alpha Chad. Is it cooler than the first sleeves? No. Like the first Digitama sleeves? No. Commandramon, cool. Design is cool. I'm not a huge Commandramon fan. So I believe that's all of them from 2023. Was that 2023? That was, and I'm a dingus. I'm a dingus because I totally forgot to pull up. Okay, we're going to save these for last. I'm not a dingus. Here's what we're going to do. There are playmats as well. We're going to save those for the end. Am I missing one? I feel like I know there's more than 2. There it is. Okay. So every championship had a playmat, and we'll save those 3 for the end of the video. We're just going to be on sleeves for now. So now, instead of qualifiers, we are going into the 2023 championships. Gotta say, not my best work. That is how I feel about it. Not my best work. I think the colors are cool. Like on Palmon's head. Like the leaves are cool. The vine is cool. This swishy multicolored background thing, swirl, was cool. The design, way too crowded. At this point, I'm so sick of the crowded look of all my sleeves that every time I see it again. And there's just so many things I don't like about it. The lines are too thick. Biomon's beak is tiny. I don't know why I made it tiny. She has a big ass beak. Gatomon is barely there. Gatomon's barely in there. So, he's cool. Tentomon is there. Everybody's there. One thing I will say, I don't think a lot of people saw this or even thought about it, probably, but like he's got 2 fingers up and then he's got 3 claws, so that was like 2023. Just kind of like I thought it was cool looking back. Too shiny. Everybody's shiny. If I had to like pick a favorite out of the bunch here, it's either gonna be Palmon or Patamon. Patamon or Gabumon. Everybody else is just there. Sorry, dude. What's up, buddy? Do you gotta go potty? Can I take you out after this tier list? Is it cool if I take you out after the tier list? Okay. So that being said, here it is. We're gonna put that in dog water. I'm sorry. It sucks that was a championship sleeve. Let me pull it up. There is one thing I didn't mention. So first time doing like this gold foil text icon. We had a Digimon belt that you could also win. That had like the store names on it. And whoever was the champion got to hold the belt for the year. This year isn't even concluded yet, so we'll see who gets it this year. But I thought this was okay. Not the right time. Because I don't think it goes with the design overall. It's okay. It's cool. It's fine. Whatever. Who doesn't enjoy like the first Digimon? But dog water. End of story. Speaking of dog water, I think I hit, like, after doing the champ sleeves and the champ playmats, and then I think I was so busy at the time, by the time I had to do the next couple qualifiers, I was so burnt out that I was just like, I'm just going to do something easy. It's not even worth, like, the trouble. So this is Apocalypse. He was the new hotness. He was tier 0 in Japan. He would just make you run out of cards in like 2 turns. It was so good that he got banned or limited to 1. And there was like a meme of him where he had these big hands and people were like photoshopping pizza and breadsticks in his hands. I thought that was funny. I think if people looked at the card, he's not relevant anymore because he got hit so hard on the ban list, just everyone forgot about him. But if he came back, these might hold up. Design-wise, kind of lame. As a whole, the whole Digimon is just weird because this is like his human-ish half. The rest of him is like a giant hexagonal prism, like huge, like a planet size. It's so odd of a design. I think this was one where it was kind of like just voted, because we had like a voting system where it was like, what do we want as a sleeve? And I'm not blaming it on that. I just think as my own critic. I think I could have done better or come up with a cooler design, but I understand when I am busy and I don't have time for this kind of stuff. I get it. It's fine. So this one's okay. It's not my best, but it does go in dog water. Even behind the championship sleeves. Just because I just feel like it's so lazy. I gotta be honest with myself. And speaking of that, this next one, also kind of lazy, but also not. So this is Big Ukomon. This was the 2024 second qualifier. This was when I started altering the colors of the text on the sleeve label. I also added some stars to it. I thought that was cute. He's a big cheeky bastard. I added some texture here. I thought that was like... He's already a simple enough design, and yes, he does look like a penis. What do you want? What do you want? Yes, he does. I can't help that. That's also part of the reason why he's chuckling to himself. Like, you know the joke. You know what he is. He knows what he is. He looks high as hell. So, this is simple but funny. This is specifically Big Ukomon. This is coming off of the Digimon movie that came out at the time. Somewhere around there. And Ukomon was the brand new Digimon. I wish I would have thrown his original form on here, if anything. Maybe like just on his face, like just laying there. I feel like that could have added to it and held up more. Because Big Ukomon, not as remembered as regular Ukomon. Regular Ukomon ended up being a menace for a very long time. But I think it's better than Dog Water. I think he's funny enough to, you know, just be his own thing. And cool enough. Cool enough. Maybe even... I'm going to put him after the second year sleeves. Because he's not going to beat the Sukamon gang. But he's funny enough by himself. He's cool enough. So that's that. Okay, after those fumbles of sleeves, the last 3 sleeves that I've shown you have been pretty bad, in my opinion. So I wanted a redemption. I was like, okay, I know I can do better than this. I'm going to make sleeves that everybody wants, and it's going to be cool. It's the perfect time because Diaboromon and Omnimon got support. I don't even remember how. So I was like, this is my opportunity to do like the OGs. So this is quarter 3 or qualifier 3 of 2024. So this is a big homage to the first Digimon movie. You got Omnimon here looking badass. He's a combination of Metal Garurumon and War Greymon combined. And he was like the first big good guy boss of the show. He's iconic. He's the poster child next to Agumon and Gabumon. Then you think of this guy. Like that's kind of how you go. Underneath them is like a pile of dead Diaboromons. So Diaboromon is a virus who like copied himself, and in the movie Omnimon took out like 1 million. So Omnimon towers over the Diaboromon, got those guys in the background, kind of like my 2022 champion sleeves. I think it's a nice parallel. I think the shading is better than this one, but this is a championship sleeve. This is just a qualifier, so I didn't feel like I had to go as crazy, and I can still do something cool. If anything, I wish I would have... See how this is like mute colors? Like this is green, this is blue. I wish I just would have had like blue and red and like the shading in there instead of the bright red and his pink tongue, his yellow. I don't know. I feel like you kind of lose focus because there's so much going on up here. Again, we got the text here. Oddly enough, a different kind of text on the blades. But still cool. Got this like smoke, blue smoke, yellow smoke coming off of the weapons. Got a shield here. A lot of detail, but not as cool as this, I'll say. But as a qualifier sleeve, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I think I will put this right behind the very first sleeves in Alpha Chad. Kind of, I didn't pre-plan any of this. This is all hot takes. Kind of cool to see how it's shaping up so far. Oh, man. But I just wanted to immortalize this moment in time because I feel like it's coming close to an end. I'll talk about that more later. I'll wrap it up with that. Okay, the next one, I'm not going to lie, guys. This was me selling out. This was me cashing in on the sex appeal. And you know what? We haven't drawn a half-naked lady Digimon yet, so here we are. This is Digimon. We got her kind of like in these Daisy Dukes. She is not normally in the Daisy Dukes. Not kidding, this is how the design is. Really liked the hair, if I'm being honest. To step away from all this for a second. We do have the blonde hair swirling around here. The red lipstick matching the eyeballs. I thought the pose was nice. Very nice pose. Like she looks anatomically correct. And I feel like that's hard to do sometimes, especially with something crazy. A lot of stuff going on. I just wanted to make sure that anatomically the limbs weren't too long. Her arms might be too long, and her hands might be too big. Whatever, I can look past that. But like head shape, shoulders, going in everything else looks good. I do like the blue Digimon cup to match the blue missiles. This sleeve turned out nice. I don't use these sleeves a lot, but I'm glad that I had like a chance to draw the female. Well, I guess that would be Angelmon too and Lady Devimon, but it's definitely like up there in the fan base of women Digimon. So had to give the fans what they wanted. So we're gonna put this one in. I believe we're gonna put this in based. Not my favorite. The design's cool. I did it for the weebs. Did it for the weebs. And me, a little bit. I can't lie. So, where are we now? So that was the last qualifier of 2024. Right? Yeah. So now we go into the championship sleeves of 2024. And we got this Lucymon whatever mode. I don't even remember. Lucymon was like getting a lot of support back then, and this was like his final level 7 form. He was like this big giant dude. He had a black orb. He's a dragon. He's mythical looking. 7 Great Demon Lords was an archetype in Digimon that's still big today. Everyone loves the villain baddies, you know. So we got the gold text championship to match his gold armor. Right. A lot of effects going on. He's got his like symbol above him, kind of like not like on display, but it's there. Black lightning bolts, flames, all that good stuff. Got a cool like pattern. The colors are great. I love this one. When you go in there, like the shininess is coming from the center, and kind of like the shadows are nice and everything. Yeah, I really like this one. I remember this taking me several tries because I had this vision in my head, very specific vision like this, but I couldn't put it on paper. I had to try this over several times, but I am happy with how it turned out. So we're gonna go ahead and put that into. I think that was a good championship sleeve. I'm thinking Stud Muffin, but I might be biased. Like at the end of Stud Muffin, but I think I'm being biased. You know what? That's tough. of all the championship sleeves so far, I think it is the best. The Imperial Dramon is just like cool. Let me pull up the two of them, and we can review like. Let me get 2023 in there too, and just show like the evolution of the championship sleeves. So 22, 23, and 24. Yeah, 24 is definitely the best. I feel like we went back to basics. I wish I would have like used that shading style from 22 on this one. Like I could have went a little crazier, but I didn't. At the time, I know I was doing a lot already for this thing. I was doing for free. Don't get me wrong, I would sell these sleeves on my shop, but I was drawing all these with my free time. And I would have to just like pump the brakes. And also at the time, I was like, okay, how about I go hard for the playmat? The sleeves will still be cool, but the playmats will go crazy. So I don't think it beats 2022. I think that's still like the best championship sleeve, and it's not better than the qualifier with the Pibbs and everything. It is awesome, but it is at the bottom of Stud Muffin, which is not a bad place to be. So, let me take another sip. I've been going crazy. That was my last sip. We are at the very end of this. We are almost caught up with today. We are in 2025. So we've only done 2 qualifiers. And I haven't done the championship sleeves or playmat this year, so we will miss out on that. But I wanted to do this now because I don't know if I'm going to have access to the Adobe programs that I have currently. Subscription-wise, like money-wise, I don't know where I'm going to be later in the year. Got a lot of big plans, and especially just for the way the world is right now, I might have to like trim the fat a little bit to save on money. I'll never stop drawing or anything. Obviously, it is my passion, but I just don't know where the world's going to be. And if the time comes, like by the end of the year, I'll add on to this. I'll do like a bonus video after I draw the champ playmats for 2025. But yeah, we'll keep going. So we're on 2025. This is the first qualifier sleeve for 2025. I think it's awesome. This is Digimon, inspired by the Godzilla movie poster where he's shooting a beam of light into the sky. Digimon is I believe, I could be wrong, he is a brand new Digimon, literally inspired by Godzilla. I don't think I've seen him anywhere else. I've never heard of him. I've never seen him in the background of another card. So I'm pretty sure he's new. Really enjoy the crystallized background. I think that gives more focus to the main point of the card sleeve. I really started thinking about the positioning of how this fits on a sleeve. How is this going to look as a whole on a sleeve, on a playmat, other than just drawing a bunch of shit and slapping it on a page? I wanted to be like, okay, where's the focus need to be? Do the colors pop? You know? So the green and the red, very good contrast between colors. And then this like teal blue looking sky, blue beam of light, hints of blue in there. Very nice overall. Even the details on the claw blades and the color on like the coal igniting his flame, whatever. Very nice, very nice. I think this one is definitely up there in Stud Muffin. Actually, come to think of it, it is cool. It is cool. Like, I love everything about it. But I feel like you have to be a Digimon fan to like these sleeves. And there just isn't a whole lot of that. I love Godzilla. I just saw an opportunity to make a Godzilla sleeve. But I don't think it's up there with the rest of them. I don't. I think he's cool and everything. Yeah, I'm looking at the rest of this list and I'm not thinking so. So I'm gonna put him at the bottom of Alpha Chad. Man, just looking at this, I kind of want to move Commandramon up. I just feel like, in my community at least, this one is just way cooler. So we're gonna move up Commandramon, bump down the Omnimon, and put Dinomon here at the bottom of Alpha Chad. I know I said everything about the design is great. It's awesome. Bottom of Alpha Chad. That's just the vibe it's giving. So we're gonna stick with it. So the second qualifier of 2025, we're going back. I think I saw this as a redemption for this, where I said, I know I can do better. And that was just in my head this entire time. And I'm like, here's my chance to do that. So the new starter decks that came out around this time featured the original Digidestin Season 1 protagonists. And so I was like, all right, we're gonna do the next level of all these Digimon, except for Gatomon and Patamon for story reasons. They were the last ones to do so. So I was like, okay, there's not enough room for them anyway, so they're gonna be small. But we got Greymon. I was also inspired by the movie because the red outlines on Greymon was like a big thing, and he looked very like primal dinosaur, like he had like no sense of like soul, I guess. Like he was just a mindless dinosaur fighting a giant parrot in the street. So I kind of wanted to do this like primal, except for Kakumon. He's fully aware of everything going on. Togemon's having a good time. She's smiling. Kabuterimon, he's got a lot going on. Kind of hard to... I did at a point just have to squeeze these three in here. These three right down here. I was like, I got no room for them anywhere else. But they're there. You know what I mean? I love the digital background. So the borders do go here. That's why there isn't like a last line of squares. Got a Digivice here. The blue and the red looks good. So, you know, Greymon's the red one, but the blue's over here, and Garurumon's the blue one, and the red's over here. Just a flip-flop. The outlines on everybody looks nice. I think this is way better than 2 years ago. So, check that off my bucket list. I'll look back on this and be like, okay, well, at least we made up for it. So, these are iconic. I do think it's better than Dinomon. I do think it's better than Dinomon. And I think we're just gonna leave it at that. Ugh. You know what? I said it. Dinomon, top of based. We got a pretty fair board here. Almost perfectly even. A lot of them are in Alpha Chad. Crazy to see them all there in one place like that. It's a lot of time put into those. A lot of good times, a lot of good memories. I'll look back on these days very fondly as the time that I just nerded out with a bunch of friends. So, to end this video, we're going to do the championship playmats really quick. So there's only 3. First one is from 2022. This one is Examon. So Examon is a giant DNA Digivolve dragon. He's like the biggest dragon of all Digimon, almost as big as Galactimon. So he was a big dude. I personally did not know who that was at the time. I was like, I don't know who that is. he barely had any art. He had like 2 cards, and like a couple of pictures from older cards from the 90s. That's like all I had to work with as far as like a reference went. If anything, this is Dracomon, so he should be like tiny, 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 tiny. Like he should be the size of this little like bump on his horn, because that's how big Examon is. But I was like, well, Dracomon is cool. I want to have more eyes on him, and it was an excuse to draw a little cute freaking dinosaur. Look how cute he is. That fireball is cute. Even his little hot breath. His little toes are going crazy. And then he's got these claws, his little horns. I think I like Dracomon more than Examon here. I tried to do this cool thing with like scales. I tried to add some texture to it outside of like shininess. I was trying new stuff. I think the wings look okay. I really like the background. Like it has this almost textured look to it. Like I turned the opacity down and I erased some, so it wasn't like totally all the same across the board. And I think the green and the blue just really contrast with the red well. It was a good playmat. This was also the first time making the official emblem on the playmats. So I did this entire design. I did make the font myself, including like all this. I think it just turned out great, and we stuck with that forever ever since. So, the first playmat of a championship, I think it belongs pretty up there. Pretty up there. If I had to say, I think it deserves at least this place at the top of Based. Just because it was the first playmat ever to be given away. But it wasn't like a Digimon that everybody loved. I will say. It had a very small fan base as well. But I think I could have done better. So that's why I'm putting it there. Moving right along, we're going to the 2023 playmat. So I think I got really into this gridded, texturized background. I think it looked, once I saw it printed, I thought it looked really cool. But we have like a battle between the Commandramon line, Commandramon making a comeback. Because I think these sleeves were received very well. So I made it even more. So we got a battle in the city. I will say the city looks pretty plain. I didn't have time for backgrounds. I was like, I will give my all to the Digimon, but the backgrounds, I don't care. As long as it's something. And I think it looks passable. I can definitely do better now. I don't enjoy drawing cities crumbling. I just get bored. It's a lot of the same. At some point, as an artist, I'm just like, I don't even care if it looks bad. So take that how you will. But we got Brigadramon fighting Fenrilugamon. Fenrilugamon was really big back then. He was a big bad wolf. He was for a very long time. He's still getting support today. First time ever me seeing that Digimon as well. So I don't know if he was new or in a show or in a game. I have no idea. But his design is cool. Like he's made of flames, blue flames. He's got this like silver armor. He's got a cape. This like golden, like robe-like tassels around him. He's cool. Brigadramon and Commandramon. Is that Cargo Dramon, I believe? He got kind of cut off because there's a memory marker up here. So he got the short end of the stick on this design. Battling in a full moon light. A lot of blue. A lot of blue in this one. It was a very blue, dark playmat, which I wasn't absolutely a fan of. I think it was a good opposite to the last one, because the last one had a lot of like bright colors. This was a darker one with highlights of bright colors. I think it was okay. Overall, I think it holds up through the years. It's a cool time to be playing the game. Not my best. I definitely think it might be better than Examon in certain ways. So I think I'm gonna have to stick it in the top of based. I realize I keep just putting stuff in front of another in based, but it has a lot of stuff going on. It has a lot of stuff going on. Overall, it's a cool design. I don't know. I just think I could have done better. I think I was a little lazy on that one, but it's fine. It's fine. So the last one we got to look at is the championship sleeves of 2024. So this one, I think I spent the most time in a playmat to make a cool setting. Like a cool, just like a full world. I wanted it to be just like top to bottom. Let's make this cool. And these two, this is Zafagamon here and Syndromon. They're the brand new created Digimon mascots, I guess, for this wave of Liberator cards. They have ones of all colors now, but these two were like the first. They had their own starter decks, green and yellow. Cool time to be a fan, honestly, to see like a new set of heroes come out. And you get to see that in card game form. Beelzemon, or Impmon at least, is also there. He got his own line of heavy metal Dramon, like he turns into a dragon now, like an alternate form, so it was cool to see him come back for fan service. But going into the playmat, we have this like lunchtime tea party look. Syndromon is a queen. She's got a princess castle, so she has this like real bougie crimson, what's the texture? Cashmere looking, gold embroidered chair. What else can I say? And she's got her like shiny, glittery. I mean, there's a lot of detail in this one, if I'm being honest. Like in the clothes, she has like these sparkles of glitter. The pink is nice. The hair is shiny, flowing. It's everywhere. Very Rapunzel vibes. Rapunzel, Cinderella. I mean, she's Syndromon. It's based off Cinderella, but the long hair reminds me of Rapunzel. She has like a crown of roses in her head. It's crazy, with like a tiara, blue lipstick. She has blue skin, like these gloves. She has a tattoo on her chest of roses, and I very faintly made those red and green, like the leaf petals, just to show like maybe she's had that tattoo for a while and it's kind of faded. I wanted to add that in. Ooh, too zoomed out. And just going down the Syndromon line, I'm trying to, does this fit? Zoom to fit. There we go. We got Shushumon. She's kind of directing these army rats. They're called familiars. She's kind of like guiding them like a bibbity bobbity boop, if you will. With the pen, like a needle pen. Instructing, because the shoe is also alive. It's just very cartoony. They're like falling over too, because they're like causing a ruckus. Savagamon's like slamming his fist into the table. It's knocking them off balance. Everyone's looking back at him like, dude, what are you doing? The tea's like spilling. It's chaos. It's very Mad Hatter. Got this crazy looking lunchbox guy. He's having a good time. I love him. So Zavagamon, he's old enough to have beer. I think this is Terromon, whatever you want to call it. Probably Terromon. He has root beer because he is not old enough to drink. And Impmon is in the back eating some poo-poo. That Digimon poop making a comeback all the way from 2023. We got the pink poop coming back. I only have so many chances to draw pink poop. So, and they're out in the woods. It's like an old table, but you know, he has a broken down chair because he's an outcast. Got the very pointy trees. Very green, I will say. Very green, very bright. Very opposite of the last one that was really dark. And I gotta say, I think that's one of my best playmats. So I think that's better than the championship sleeves, but I do not think. You know what? I think we gotta put. I don't think anything is gonna beat the very top of Stud Muffin, which is the Dark Masters sleeves from 2023. We have a champion. The championship sleeves are cool, but this one is perfect. Hit him with the boys Homelander going perfect, absolutely perfect. And there you go. That is the tier list. Can I zoom in? Am I a boomer? I just might be. Just might be a boomer. Oh, nope, we're zoomed in. Damn, could have done that the whole time. I'm a freaking moron. No, I couldn't. Because then I couldn't grab down there in the same screen. So here we go. That's the tier list. That is the whole shebang right there. So, I guess some things to end the video on. I do have a shop where I sell most of these designs. I'll link it below or something. I'm not really YouTube savvy, but I know there's a way to link stuff. So somewhere, either in the description or on the screen, I'll put a link to my shop. You can follow me on Instagram as well. I posted everything there and then some. Everything you've seen here today and then some. So, like I said, still got 2 more qualifiers to go this year and a championship. So at least 4 more designs are coming. So if I still have the programs that I do by the end of the year, I'll do this tier list again and just add to it, and we'll round that out.